Preparing for a new season. This is the second leg of the series I began at the last episode, talking about preparing for a new season. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. And my name is Demola Awoyele, and this is Leaders Arise. As we look forward to a new year, I want to let you know that the new year is actually a new season. What do I mean by that? The new year provides you and I an opportunity to step into something new. Whether in our finances or is our business, our career, our ministry, our marital life. And that's why I want to take this moment to help you to prepare for that new season. Remember the last episode, I began by sharing on the power of preparation. I did that to make you appreciate the need to prepare for the future that you so desire. And that's why today I want to begin or continue by emphasizing to you the place of preparation as far as the new season that you are looking forward to is concerned. And that's what we want to talk about today as we continue. Now, you must define what your season would look like. And that's where the problem is for a lot of people. We are very or so vague in our expectation. I have learned over the years that what you don't define, you cannot find. What do you want the new year to look like? The truth of the matter is God cannot define that year for you. And you don't want to expect that people around you will define the year for you. You don't want to wait for the government to define the year for you. For example, in our nation, Nigeria, is our election season, election year. But beyond elections, God has something for your life. But if you are not careful, you are going to be about the 2023, like we say, elections, not knowing that God has something different or something more for you. So don't allow the devil to define the year for you. Don't allow people around you to define the year for you. And of course, don't allow the government to define the year for you. All these are powerful forces that actually want to define the year for people. And that's why I'm emphasizing for you today that you must define the season. You must define it. Because until you define it, you cannot really find it. Now, how do you define your season? There are three basic ways to define your season. Number one is to get God's mind for that season. The truth of the matter is, God has His own plan and purpose for the season of your life, especially this upcoming year. So you define that season, number one, by getting the mind of God for that season. Number two, you define that season in relation to the dealings of God in your life. Now, I have to say that because it is expected that we all hear God speak to us and all of that. But there are times that you may not hear God verbatim. Say, my son, it's your season to do this, to do that, and all of that. But you must take cognizance of the dealings of God in your life. Because the dealings of God or our life with God is a continuum. Maybe I need to emphasize that because some people think that as they step into the new year, everything will just change. Well, some things will change, a few things will change, but the truth of the matter is the bulk of that year will simply be a continuation of what the preceding year has been. That should not be surprising, actually. So if you don't get that straight up, you might just be living vaguely. All right? The bulk of next year will be a continuation of what was started this year. So how do you define that year? You define it by paying attention to the ongoing dealings of God in your life. And that will give you an idea of what that year will look like, especially when you know that there are still a lot that God still wants to do based on the previous dealings that he actually had with you. Number 3 thing to do to define that season is to ask yourself. Now, this may look like, okay, you are taking it upon yourself. That is the truth. Ask yourself, how do you want that year to look like? Now, this is not because God spoke to you. This is not because of, for example, now, if the previous year has been very troublesome or very challenging for you, then you should ask yourself, what do I want the new year to look like? Oh, I want a year that all of the struggles and troubles of the previous years, I will not experience them again. That's a very good one. So you are defining what that season or what that year will look like for yourself. And you're not doing that just haphazardly. You are taking thoughts or taking cognizance of how your life has been. All right. For example, if academically you have been struggling, you can tell yourself, as I step into the new year, I want to step on a note of success academically. That's fine. God won't blame you for defining it that way, because you look at your life and you come up with something you know or you believe or you expect your life to look like. Please, I need you to do these 3 things, because if you don't do so, you have given permission to life to give you what you do not bargain for. You have given permission maybe to people around you, your friends, your loved ones, maybe your parents, if you are still under your parents, and what of you. And quite sadly, you have given permission to the devil also, because the devil also has offers that he wants to present to you. He has his own plans, he has his own purpose, he has his own whatever that he has planned for the new year. And of course, the government also have their plan. I don't know if they plan for you, but their plan will affect you actually. They don't have to plan for you. But whatever plan they have will affect you if you don't take your stand as to what you want. So I'm believing that the new year, you will not have to complain. You will not have to give excuses. You will not have to tell anyone that, oh, my life is like this because I wish this had happened. No, you can take charge of the year now by defining the year. Now, this is not just about the coming year. This is about life generally. If you want to change a season, you want to move from one season to another, you need to ask yourself, or you need to ask God first of all, God, what is your plan for my next season? So that's what to do to define that season. Number 2, you need to take cognizance of the dealings of God in your life. That will paint a picture of what to expect next. Then number 3, you begin to ask yourselves quite sincerely, what do you want your life to look like? Those are 3 basic ways to define your season. And that's the first point I'm sharing today. I'm going to give you one more point, and at the next episode, I will pick it up from there. I said, how do you change season? How do you prepare for a new season? Define the season. And I said, what you don't define, you cannot find. The second thing to do to change season or to move to a new season is to become a new person. To become a new person. This perhaps is another area that people don't pay attention to. For example, the new year is just some couple of hours, from now, or a few days from now. As much as it's important that we expect the new year, and in a general context, expect a new season, a new life, a new this, a new that, don't you think that the you that we feature in that new year or that new season is very important? And that's why the second thing to do to prepare for a new season is to become a new person. Unless you become a new person, you will repeat your whole life. You will repeat your whole experience. There is nothing actually new in a year if the person that will live in that year is not new. Like I used to tell our folks in church, for example, if you are a single hoping to get married, marriage does not change you. You have to change first. So some people think that wedding day is magic day, that once they get married, everything will just change. No, the things will continue the way they are before. So the decision you have to take to change a season, whether into a new year, to a new season, to a new business, a new career, a new ministry, marital life, or whatever you, is to make up your mind to be a new person. And this to me is a serious work actually, because A lot of us know how to work on people, but we don't know how to work on ourselves. The hardest person to change is yourself. And the good news is that once you change, every other thing will change. And that will be my emphasis at the next episode. How to become a new person. Knowing fully well that becoming a new person will set the platform for ushering a new season into your life. Thank you for being a part of today's broadcast. I've been looking at how to prepare for a new season. And the last episode I discussed on the power of preparation. And today I started discussing what you need to do to prepare for a new season. Number one is to define that season. And I gave you 3 points on that. Define it by catching a revelation from God. Define it by taking cognizance of the dealings of God with you over time. Number 3, define it by asking yourself sincerely, what do you want the season or year to look like? Then, of course, the last point, which I'll be picking up from at the next episode, is to become a new person. And I told you that is not a small task. It's going to take a whole lot. But we're going to dissect it. We're going to simplify how to embark on the journey of personal transformation. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. You want to ask questions, you have comments, you have feedback, do well to send them to us across all the platforms being displayed on your screen. Then, of course, help me share this video across all your platforms. In case you've not liked this page, go right there to do so. It will take you too much time to do. Subscribe to our channel if you're on YouTube. Then, of course, watch out for the next episode. Go right there, expect a new season, and prepare for the same. Bye for now.